shit is run by fake Christians, fake politicians. Look at their mansions and look at the conditions you live in. All they talk about is terrorism on television. They tell you to listen, but they don't really tell you their mission. They funded Al-Qaeda and now they blame the Muslim religion. Even though Bin Laden was a CIA tactician, they gave him billions of dollars and they funded his purpose. Fahrenheit 9/11, that's just scratching the surface.
One of my favorite Rogan quotes ever was that thing. I mean, I probably won't get this exactly right, but that thing where he's talking about like the idea of like when people go for like the foreign policy stuff, where they go the argument of like, look, we don't know what's really going on. You get in there, you see what's really going on. We got to trust them. They have our best interests at heart. And just Rogan goes, his thing was, he goes, I would love to believe you if you weren't all full of shit, which I just thought was like a great just way to put it, because that really is, it's like almost like, yeah, I would love to believe you, but you're all full of shit. And if you actually look at it closely at all, it's like, it's all full of shit. They don't give a fuck about you at all.
When they just said about the Syria stuff, now it doesn't look like we're going to go in there, but I think they'll still find a way.
I think so too. I think you're right.
But when they were saying like, look, we have information, and they showed Russia and all these other countries, like, we have the information, and Russia's like, and these other countries too, NATO too, it's like, this isn't proof that which side did it or that it even really happened.
Right.
Kerry showed pictures to the American people saying we have to go in, showed pictures from a different country from 10 years ago, chemical weapons, knowing what these pictures were.
Yeah,
still went in there.
It's incredible.
Like, they proved, like, he knows what these are. And it's like, I'm just trying to win support. But when they're like, well, just trust us. We have information. We can't tell you what it is, but trust us. This comes from here. And you're like, wait, we're supposed to trust the same people that only a few years ago, less than 20, said they have weapons of mass destruction, full well lying to us for a reason to go in. They're like, we're now supposed to. You said trust us then.
Well, how much?
We have ways to prove it. We can't show you. But like, what? Anytime someone's not opening the books, like Major League Baseball, like anybody in like, you're not even showing the books,
right?
Then like something's up.
Yeah.
You're like, well, we can't show the American people because there'd be mass panic. Based on what?
If we knew what you criminals were doing.
If we knew there were even aliens, there would be mass panic?
Yeah, like what? Look, man, if you want to go down that...
Yeah, or more likely, you're doing some weird shit so we can't see.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you guys just happen to be making billions off this fucking... Look, man, you just go down a position where you're like, how far... If you want to believe them, and it's a frustrating argument, that argument,
even
because there's no way to conclusively prove that argument wrong. You go, well, you're right, I don't have access to classified information.
Right.
And that is an argument for secret government always. You don't know the secret. I'm telling you got to trust me.
That's the same main argument for God. Well,
yeah,
you don't know.
Sure, right, exactly.
Exactly.
We can't go. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
that
that's
whole
not
thing.
a good enough proof.
No,
for
I need to go on reason. But the other thing is, then you just have to.
That's what being a skeptic is all about.
Well, that's
give us proof.
Yes. Well, that's right. So the skeptic tank idea, like you, that's the right for God and all that shit. You have to suspend your rationality. You have to suspend the idea of critical thinking, the idea of rationality, and just buy into this.
Saddam Hussein had chemical weapons. We sold them that shit after Ronald Reagan's election. Mercenary contractors fighting a new era. Corporate military banking off the war on terror. They controlling the ghetto with the fear of attack, trying to distract the fact that they engineer.
This is what happens because governments control schools and they control propaganda. So this is how World War II somehow uses this example of this really successful American intervention. That is such a perversion of history. First
Didn't
off,
they not know
by the way,
about the Holocaust while they went to war with them?
Well, it's debatable. It's debatable. Some people say we did know a lot going in, but look, we did. First off, it's not an intervention. They talk like it's an intervention that saved the Jews and stopped genocide from happening again. We didn't save any. We saved like the last 100 out of 7 million or whatever it is. People who died. 6 million. Sorry. We did next to nothing to save anybody. We set up a new world order after World War II, which let Stalin and Mao have power. Both killed way more people than Hitler killed. It was a disaster, the intervention in World War II, which was all created by a disaster of an intervention in World War I, which we ended with this treaty that just shamed Germany into fucking, paying everyone's bills and we set up the stage for World War II, and then with our intervention set up the stage for more genocide. It's so ridiculous, this idea that this was some example of why we have to fight these wars. The idea that our country will go around the world bombing every dictator who kills his people into freedom is completely unachievable. The only practical thing we can do is be like a city on a hill. We're the free ones. we discourage people from trading and doing things with bad
Oh, right.
actors.
That's the way you can do it too.
Be like
Trade
us.
sanctions.
I'm down to send ships up to the coastline. Any of the refugees can make it to our ships. We'll take you back to America. You know what I mean? I'm down to say anyone who can get here. We're a free country, open borders. I'm down for all that shit. But I don't.
To kill innocents.
We can't drop bombs for liberty. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's not. Bombs don't like form protective force fields around good people and kill bad people. And then what we start doing is we start funding the maniacs who are fighting against the genocidal maniacs. They become the next genocidal maniacs. It's this whole bad trend. It just never works.
And poor people never get shit and struggle daily. This ain't no alien conspiracy theory. This shit is real. Written on a dollar underneath.
The idea that we're going to go in there and just like launch a few missiles, just say, hey, just so you know, that's for the chemical warfare. Don't use them again. And then that's the end of it. They'll be okay. We won't use chemical weapons.
Such a deterrent.
And they won't come back and say, well, we're going to retaliate. We're going to fucking bomb you. Somebody said, like, if somebody launched a few missiles at America because America did something evil to someone,
we're going to war. Not only a war, it would be like you're with us or against us. It would be like everyone has to be at war with them or we're at war with you too.
Yeah.
It would be so dressed. No, if anyone acted the way we act around the world, it would be so easy to just...
Like, how is launching missiles at someone not an act of war against them?
Yeah. But all types of things, not even just like war, like all types of things. Like,
well, you said this. You made an interesting point about the deterrent factor. Like, you have to show them, and other countries too, that it's a deterrent. And your point was like, well, look what we've done to every other country who's used it. Massive deterrence. Hasn't helped here.
Yeah, Saddam gassed his people. We had one of the biggest military interventions. Hung him, killed 1 trillion of his people. Killed 1 million of his people. Spent $1 trillion of our dollars. I mean, a real effort, and that did.
That didn't
nothing.
do anything to Syria.
Nothing.
They still did it.
They still went into it. There was no deterrent.
So this doesn't really work as a deterrent.
If they did it, if it is the Assad regime
but it's
that
still,
did it.
Right. If they did it, if they didn't do it, then there's no reason for me to go there anyway. Right. But if they did do it, then it clearly force has not worked as a deterrent.
My words will expose George Bush and Bin Laden as two separate parts of the same seven-headed dragon. And you can't fathom the truth, so you don't hear me. You think Illuminati's just a fucking conspiracy?
Failure of big government is like surrounding us. It's impossible to not. I don't even understand how you can argue anything else.
Yeah, but a lot of times all they do is will continue to put more and more band-aids on an original problem that's already disastrous.
It does. There is something about it that it becomes more and more overwhelming. So hopefully, within all these bad things that happen, the libertarians people can kind of wake up more and more, and maybe we do have some advantages, like even just like the shit we're doing here, and like ideas spread a lot quicker now. So maybe after this whole thing, this Empire of America crashes, we could rebuild something cool that's built on like weed and love or whatever.
That's what you think. That'll have to completely
I don't
crash.
think it's going to happen. Look, I'm not an optimist, but I think that's the best.
Then? Government just
I think it's
control?
going to crash. Government should what?
You see it going in. Is that the guy?
No, it's fucking Lewis.
Put it away. Then the government you think will. What does he want? Oh, wanted to start this thing.
No. It's I don't need to start. He's just telling me about what I have to get over. Like he said, his phone's dead or whatever. I don't know.
You see him just taking more power then? Until then?
Yeah, I think. Look, I don't know. I heard.
I don't see them giving up their power.
Well, here's the thing: is that they don't want. I've heard this argument.
Getting rid of jobs.
I think they might be smart enough.
Government jobs.
They might. Be smart enough to realize that they're about to break this whole piggy bank and just bring it back down to a level where it's more sustainable. Right. What I think you might see is I get a little suspicious when I see Rand Paul getting like embraced by some establishment people. I think they might turn against the dependent class, turn to maybe a more of kind of like some libertarian kind of language to cut benefits enough that we don't have to like bleed out. I do think at the end of the day, they still want to be able to suck off the productive people. And if they kill the productive people with all these dependent people.
What's the dependent people? Oh, like
whoever is just like not working on fucking unemployment or whatever. Eventually, like they do need the productive. They need it. They're the parasite.
Have no blood left.
Eventually, if you're a really smart parasite, you do realize it's not in your interest to kill the host.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That maybe could be a hope. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but no, I don't. I can't really be too optimistic. I don't see how we're in any easy way going to pry this power away from these.
Colonialism is sponsored by corporations. That's why Halliburton gets paid to rebuild nations. Tell me the truth, I don't scare into paralysis. I know the CIA saw Bin Laden on dialysis in 98 when he was top 10 for the FBI. Government ties is really why the government lies. Read it yourself instead of asking the government why, cause then the cause of death, the cause the propaganda to die.
You made an interesting point about how it's like Pledge of Allegiance and all these things. It's like we're just ingraining in us like they are right.
I go, imagine like this isn't mine. I told you, it's this guy Tom Woods, who I think to me is like the most badass like historian dude. He's just really interesting, like libertarian historian, Tom Woods. But he always says this thing. I thought it was such a great thing where he goes, he's like, let's say like Walmart ran all the schools, and Walmart just got to teach all of our kids. And then, every day they pledged allegiance. And you think about those words. They pledged allegiance to Walmart. And up on the wall, there were all these pictures of like Walmart CEOs, and they'd make up these lies about them. Like the first Walmart CEO never told a lie. Like, just ridiculous things that couldn't even be real. But at 7 years old, you're like, this sounds good. Okay, but you're teaching this to children as fact. And this is, and it's always a constant thing. And, you'd be starving if it wasn't for these great leaders of Walmart, and the world would be an evil place. And then Walmart saved the world from fascism, and then people come out with, like, would it be ridiculous to imagine people might come out with a little bit of a bias toward Walmart? Yeah. Like, would it be ridiculous that maybe when I'm trying to argue to people that Walmart isn't the center of humanity,
their reaction be like, come on,
that isn't
man,
necessary?
Come on.
Yeah.
What are we gonna go to Target?
Go, what are you, one of these crazy people who doesn't trust Walmart? You go, yeah, I am one of those crazy people who doesn't trust Walmart. And then if I'm pointing at, that Walmart's like killed 1 million people over here or something, it's like it's such a weird.
People also, the thing is like, well, people might think like, well, I'm older now, I can see through it, but it's like you don't realize what an impact being a child and hearing something has.
Oh, yeah.
Is that him?
Hold on one second. Hold on. Shit.
And he, what?
I think it is him. Hold
okay.
on. I hit decline by accident.
Oh, really? So you got to call him back?
Yeah, I'm calling him right back. Oh, he said he's here?
He's here? Oh, let's go outside then.
Yeah, you outside? Yeah, you outside?
All right, the weed is here, everybody. Show's over. I'm going to ring the buzzer.